Vandeyam Shri Guru Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saghana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitam Sya Om Jnana Timaranda Shya Gyanachana Shalakya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Gorva Bhishtam Sapurakam Garganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Samasta Vedanipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujwalam Bharatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Vande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad-bhagavat Premno Ebijapradam Devam Divyatanum Suchandabaranam Balarka Chelan Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyam Buddhim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Madeka Sharanam Nyashishara Sridharam Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahapranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is the Adi-lila chapter 17, the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his youth. Verse number 1. Bande Svairad Bhute Teham. Bande Svairad Bhuteham Tam Chaitanyam Yat Prasadataha Yavana Sumanayante Krishna Nama Prajapakaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even unclean Yavanas became perfectly well-bred gentlemen by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Such is the power of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Report. There is a persistent misunderstanding between caste Brahmins and advanced Vaishnavas or Goswamis, because caste Brahmins or Smartas are of the opinion that one cannot become a Brahmin unless he changes his body. As we have discussed several times, it is to be understood that by the supremely powerful potency of the Lord, as described by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, everything is possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is as fully independent as Krishna. Therefore, no one can interfere with his activities. If he wants, by his mercy, he can convert even a Yavana or unclean follower of non-Vedic principles into a perfectly well-behaved gentleman. This is actually happening in our propagation of the Krishna conscious movement. The members of the present Krishna conscious movement were not born in India, nor do they belong to the Vedic culture. But within the short time of 4 or 5 years, they have become such wonderful devotees simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra that even in India they are well received as perfectly well-behaved Vaishnavas wherever they go. Although less intelligent men cannot understand it, this is the special power of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, the body of a Krishna conscious person changes in many ways. Even in the United States, when our devotees chant on the street, American ladies and gentlemen inquire from them whether they are actually Americans, because no one could expect Americans to become such nice devotees all of a sudden. Even Christian priests are greatly surprised that all these boys from Jewish and Christian families have joined this Krishna conscious movement. Before joining, they never regarded any principles of religion seriously, but now they have become sincere devotees of the Lord. Everywhere people express this astonishment, and we take great pride in the transcendental behavior of our students. Such wonders are possible, however, only by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are not ordinary or mundane. Jaya 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 Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivedanta. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Sri Nityananda Prabhu, and all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. Kaishora Lilara Sutra Korila Ganan Yovana Lilara Sutra Kore Anukram. I have already given a synopsis of the Kaishora Lila of Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now let me enumerate his youthful pastimes in chronological order. Vidya Saundarya Sadvesha Sambhoga Nitya Kirtanai Premanama Pradhanaischa Goro Divyati Yovane. Exhibiting his scholarship, beauty, and fine dress, Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy name of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Thus Lord Sri Gaurasundar shone in his youthful pastimes. Exhibiting his scholarship, beauty, and fine dress, Lord Chaitanya danced and chanted as he distributed the holy name of the Lord to awaken dormant love of Krishna. Thus Lord Sri Gaurasundar shone in his youthful pastimes. Yovana Praveshe Angera Anga Vibhushan Dibya Vastra Dibya Vesh Maya Chandan. As he entered his youth, the Lord decorated himself with ornaments, dressed himself in fine cloth, garlanded himself with flowers, and smeared himself with sandalwood. Vidyara Odatye Kahana Kore Ganan Sakala Pandita Jini Kore Adyapan. By dint of pride in his education, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not caring for anyone else, defeated all kinds of learned scholars while executing his studies. Bayu Byadi Chale Koila Prema Parakash Bhaktagan Loyab Koila Bibida Bilas. In his youth, the Lord exhibited his ecstatic love of Krishna on the plea of disturbances of the bodily airs. Accompanied by his confidential devotees, he enjoyed various pastimes in this way. According to Ayurvedic treatment, the entire physiological system is conducted by three elements, namely Vayu, Pitta, and Kapha, air, bile, and mucus. Sometimes secretions within the body transform into other secretions like blood, urine, and stool. But if there are disturbances in the metabolism, the secretions turn into kapha, mucus, by the influence of the air within the body. According to the Ayurvedic system, when the secretion of bile and formation of mucus disturb the air circulating within the body, 59 varieties of diseases may occur. One such disease is craziness. On the plea of disturbances of the bodily air and metabolism, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu acted as if crazy. Thus, in his school, he began to explain the grammar of verbs through Krishna consciousness. Explaining everything in grammar in relationship to Krishna, the Lord induced his students to refrain from worldly education, for it is better to become Krishna conscious and in this way attain the highest perfectional platform of education. On these grounds, Sri Jiva Goswami later compiled the grammar entitled Harinamamrita Vyakaran. People in general consider such explanations crazy. Therefore, the Lord's purpose in his attitude of craziness was to explain that there is nothing within our experience but Krishna consciousness. for everything may be dovetailed with Krishna consciousness. These pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu have been very vividly described in the Chaitanya-bhagavat. Taveta Korila Prabhu Gayate Gaman Ishvara Purera Sange Tatai Milan. Thereafter, the Lord went to Gaya. There he met Srila Ishvara Puri, Dika Anantare Hoila Premara Prakash, Deshe Agaman Puna Premara Vilas. In Gaya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was initiated by Ishvara Puri, and immediately afterwards he exhibited signs of love of Godhead. He again displayed such symptoms after returning home. Sachike Premadan Tabe Advaita Milan Advaita Paila Vishvarupa Dharashan. Thereafter the Lord delivered love of Krishna to his mother Sachi Devi, nullifying her offense at the feet of Advaita Acharya. Thus there was a meeting with Advaita Acharya, who later had a vision of the Lord's universal form. So Mother Sachi blamed Advaita Acharya for having influenced Vishvarup to leave home and take sannyas instead of getting married. So Mahaprabhu indicated that his mother was an offender. And when he said that Mother Sachi was an offender to Advaita Acharya, then Advaita Acharya, hearing that, he lost consciousness. He fainted, thinking that how can he be an offender to Sachi Mata? So then when Mahaprabhu, when Advaita Acharya fainted, then Mahaprabhu told Sachi, now is your chance. Go take the foot dust from his feet, and then you'll smear it on your head, and then you can be forgiven for your offense. So thereafter the Lord delivered love of Krishna to his mother Sachi Devi, nullifying her offense at the feet of Advaita Acharya. Thus there was a meeting with Advaita Acharya, who later had a vision of the Lord's universal form. Prabhura Abhisheka Tabe Korila Srivas Kate Basi Prabhu Koila Aishvarya Prakash. Srivas Thakur then worshipped Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the process of Abhishek. Sitting on a cot, the Lord exhibited transcendental opulence. Abhishek is a special function for the installation of the deity. In this ceremony, the deity is bathed with milk and water and then worshipped and given a change of dress. This Abhishek function was especially observed at the house of Srivas. All the devotees, according to their means, worshipped the Lord with all kinds of paraphernalia, and the Lord gave benedictions to each devotee according to his desire. Tabe Nityananda Swarup Hera Agaman Prabhuke Miliya Bhaila Shadbhuja Darshan. After this function at the house of Srivas Thakur, Nityananda Prabhu appeared, and when he met with Lord Chaitanya, he got the opportunity to see him in his six-armed form. That's the Shadbhuja. Pratame Shadbhuja Tare Dekaila Ishvara Shanga Chakra Gara Padmash Shanga Benudara. One day Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu exhibited to Lord Nityananda Prabhu a six-armed form bearing a conch shell, disc, club, lotus, flower, bow, and flute. Tabe Chatur Bhuja Hoy. He showed that he's sannyasi, he's Krishna, and he's also Ramachandra. Tabe Chatur Bhuja Hoila Tina Anga Bakra Dui Haste Venu Bajai Duye Shanka Chakra. Thereafter the Lord showed him his forearm form, standing in a three-curved posture. With two hands he played upon a flute, and in the other two he carried a conch shell and disc. Tabe Lalita Dvibhuja Kevala Bamshibaran Sham Anga Pita Bastra Brajendra Nandan. Finally, the Lord showed Nityananda Prabhu as two-armed form of Krishna, the son of Maharaj Nanda, simply playing on his flute, his bluish body dressed in yellow garments. Tabe Nityananda Gosar Vyasa Pujan Nityananda Veshe Koila Mushala Dharan. Nityananda Prabhu then arranged to offer Vyas Puja, or worship of the spiritual master, to Lord Sri Gaurasundar. But Lord Chaitanya carried the plow-like weapon called Mushala in the ecstasy of being Nityananda Prabhu. Tabe Sachi Dekila Ramakrishna Duibai Tabe Nishtarila Prabhu Jagai Madai. Thereafter Mother Sachi Devi saw the brothers Krishna and Balaram in their manifestation of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda. Then the Lord delivered the two brothers, Jagai and Madai. One night, Sachi Devi dreamt that the deities in her house, Krishna and Balaram, had taken the forms of Chaitanya and Nityananda and were fighting one another, as children do, to eat the Naivedya, or offering to the deities. On the next day, by the will of Lord Chaitanya, Sachi Devi invited Nityananda to take prasadam at her house. Thus Vishwambar, Lord Chaitanya, and Nityananda were eating together, and Sachi Devi realized that they were none other than Krishna and Balaram. Seeing this, she fainted. Jagai and Madai were two brothers born in Navadip in a respectable Brahmin family who later became addicted to all kinds of sinful activities. By the order of Lord Chaitanya, both Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur used to preach the cult of Krishna consciousness door to door. In the course of such preaching, they found Jagai and Madai, two mad, drunken brothers, who upon seeing them began to chase them. The next day, Madai struck Nityananda Prabhu in the head with a piece of earthen pot, thus drawing blood. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard of this, he immediately came to the spot, ready to punish both brothers. But when the all-powerful Lord Gauranga saw Jagai's repentant behavior, he immediately embraced him. By seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face and embracing him, both the sinful brothers were at once cleansed. Thus they received initiation into the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra from the Lord and were delivered. Tabe Sapta Prahar Srila Prabhu Babaveshe Jata Tata Bhaktagan Dekila Visheshe. After this incident, the Lord remained in an ecstatic position for 21 hours, and all the devotees saw his specific pastimes. Varaha Avesha Hoila Morari Bhavane Taraskande Chari Prabhu Nachila Angane. One day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the ecstasy of the boar incarnation of Varaha. One day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt the ecstasy of the boar incarnation and got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta. Thus they both danced in Murari Gupta's courtyard. Tabe Shuklam Bharer Koila Tandula Bakan Harer Nama Shloker Koila Arta Bivaran. After this incident, the Lord ate raw rice given by Shuklambar Brahmachari and explained very elaborately the import of the Hare Nama shloka mentioned in the Brihad Naradiya Purana. Hare Nama Eva Kevalam Kalo Nastyeva Gatiranyata. In this age of Kali, there is no other means for self-realization than chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name, chanting the holy name of Lord Hari. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar Nama hoite hoy sarva jagat nishtar. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, is incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Darja lagi harinama ukte teen bar jara loka bujaite bhuna evakar. This verse repeats the word eva certainly 3 times for emphasis, and also 3 times repeats harinama, the holy name of the Lord, just to make common people understand. Chanting a holy name, there's no other way, there's no other way. So, Kevala Shabde Punarapi Nischoy Karan Jnana Yoga Tapa Karma Ari Nivaran. The use of the word Kevala only prohibits all other processes, such as the cultivation of knowledge, practice of mystic yoga, or performance of austerities and fruitive activities. Anyata Jaimane Tara Nahika Nistar Nahi 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 18 Evakar. This verse clearly states that anyone who accepts any other path cannot be delivered. This is the reason for the triple repetition, nothing else, nothing else, nothing else, which emphasizes the real process of self-realization. Trina hoite nityahaya sara labenam apani nira bhimani anye diveman. To chant the holy name always, one should be humbler than the grass in the street and devoid of all desire for personal honor, but one should offer all others all respectful obeisances. To chant the holy name always, one should be humbler than the grass in the street and devoid of all desire for personal honor, but one should offer others all respectful obeisances. Srinad hoite nityahaya sada labinam apani nirabhimane anye diveman. Darasama Sahisnuta Vaishnava Koribe Bhartsana Tarane Kohe Kichu Na Balibe. A devotee engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord should practice forbearance like that of a tree. Even if rebuked or chastised, he should not say anything to others in retaliation, to retaliate. A devotee engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord should practice forbearance like that of a tree. Even if rebuked or chastised, he should not say anything to others to retaliate. Katile hataru jena kichu nabolai shukaya mare tabu jalana magai. For even if one cuts a tree, it never protests, and even if it is drying up and dying, it does not ask anyone for water. Emata Vaishnava Kore Kichuna Magiba Aya Chitta Vritti Kimva Shakafala Kaiva. Thus a Vaishnava should not ask anything from anyone else. If someone gives him something, without being asked, he should accept it. But if nothing comes, a Vaishnava should be satisfied to eat whatever vegetables and fruits are easily available. Saranama loiba jata labete santosh aita chara kore bhakti dharma posh. One should strictly follow the principle of always chanting the holy name, and one should be satisfied with whatever one gets easily. Such devotional behavior solidly maintains one's devotional service. One should strictly follow the principle of always chanting the holy name, and one should be satisfied with whatever one gets easily. Such devotional service solidly maintains one's devotional service. Such devotional behavior solidly maintains one's devotional service. Trinadapi sunichena taror iva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. One should think oneself lower than the grass, who is more tolerant than one should think oneself lower than the grass, more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, yet is always prepared to give all respect to others. Such a person can very easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. Urdhva bahu kore kahon shuna sarvalok namasutre ganti parakante e shlok. Raising my hands, I declare, everyone please hear me. String this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. So string this verse, Trinadapi sunachena taror iva sahishnana amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Raising my hands, I declare, everyone please hear me. String this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. Prabhu Agyaya Kora E Shloka Acharan Avasya Paibe Tabe Sri Krishna Charan. One must strictly follow the principles given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this verse. If one simply follows in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya and the Goswamis, certainly one will achieve the ultimate goal of life, the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Tabe Prabhu Srivasera Grihe Nirantar Ratre Sankirtana Koila Ek Samvatsar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regularly led congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the house of Srivas Thakur every night for 1 full year. Kapata Diya Kirtan Kore Parama Abeshe Bashande Hasite Aishe Napaya Praveshe. The ecstatic chanting. Mahaprabhu regularly led congregational chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra in the house of Srivas Thakur every night for 1 year. This ecstatic chanting was performed with the doors closed so that non-believers who came to make fun could not gain entrance. Kirtan Shuni Bahire Tara Jwali Pure Mare Srivasere Duka Dite Nanajukte Kore. Thus the non-believers almost burned to ashes and died out of envy. To retaliate, they planned various ways to give trouble to Srivas Thakur. Ekdin Vipranam Gopala Chapal Pashande Pradana Se Durmukha Bachal Bhavani Pujara Sab Samagri Loya Bastre Srivasera Dware Stana Lepaya. One night, while kirtan was going on inside Srivas Thakur's house, a Brahmin named Gopal Chapo, the chief of the non-believers, who was talkative and very rough in his speech, placed all the paraphernalia for worshipping the goddess Durga outside Srivas Thakur's door. Kalara Pata Upare Twila Odafu Haridra Sundura Ara Rakta Chandan Tandula. On the upper portion of a plantain leaf he placed such paraphernalia for worship as Odafula, and this Odafula, a particular type of flower, like hibiscus. Odafula, normally used for worshiping Durga and Shiva. On the upper portion of a plantain leaf he placed such paraphernalia for worship as Odafula, turmeric, vermilion, red sandalwood paste, and rice. Madhya Bandha Pashe Dore Nijagaregela Pratakale Srivas Tahata Dekila. He placed a pot of wine beside all this, and in the morning when Srivas Thakur opened his door, he saw this paraphernalia. So this was all planned to discredit Srivas Thakur by making it seem like he was a tantric. So engaged in the worship of Durga for, taking wine and like this. Bora Bora Lok Sab Anila Bolaya Sabare Kohe Srivas Hasya Hasya. Srivas Thakur called for all the respectable gentlemen of the neighborhood and smiling addressed them as follows. Nitya Ratre Koryame Bhavani Pujana Amara Mahimadu Deka Brahmana Sajjana. Gentlemen, every night I worship the goddess Bhavani. Since the paraphernalia for the worship is present here, now all you respectable Brahmins and members of the highest caste can understand my position. So that was placed there to discredit him, make it seem like he's a tantric enjoying mundane activities, taking wine. But then when he when Srivas Thakur opened the door and he saw this, he said, now you can see what is my position. It's been revealed. Tabe sab shishtalo kore hahakar ajay karma heta koila kondurachar. Then all the assembled gentlemen exclaimed, what is this? What is this? Who has performed such mischievous activities? Who is that sinful person? These are wine tablets. Kad hadike aniya sab dura karaila jala gomai diya sestana lepaila. They called for a sweeper, Hadi, who threw all the items of worship far away and cleansed the place by mopping it with a mixture of water and cow dung. Tindin rahi se gopala chapal sarvange hoila kushta bahe raktadar. After 3 days, leprosy attacked Gopal Chapal, and blood oozed from all sores After 3 days, leprosy attacked Gopal Chapal, and blood oozed from sores all over his body. Sarvanga Adi-lila Kite Kate Nirantar Asaya Vedana Duhe Jwalaya Antar. Incessantly covered with germs and insects biting him all over his body, Gopal Chapal felt unbearable pain. His entire body burned in distress. Gangagate Brikata Tale Rahita Vashia Egdin Bole Kechu Prabhu Ke Dekia. Since leprosy is an infectious disease, Gopal Chapal left the village to sit down on the bank of the Ganges underneath a tree. One day, however, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passing by and spoke to him as follows. So leprosy is mostly unknown in the Western world. In India, do people know that it's infectious? They consider lepers are shunned because it's an infectious disease that can spread to other people. Well, since leprosy is an infectious disease, Gopal Chapal left the village to sit down on the bank of the Ganges underneath a tree. One day, however, he saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passing by and spoke to him as follows. Grama sambandeyami tomara matula Bhagina mui kushta vyadite ayache vyakula. My dear nephew, I am your maternal uncle in our village relationship. Please see how greatly This attack of leprosy has affected me. Lokasab sudarite tomar avatar mui bora duke more koraha udar. As an incarnation of God, you are delivering so many fallen souls. I am also a greatly unhappy fallen soul. Kindly deliver me by your mercy. Etashuni Mahaprabhu hoila krudaman krodaveshe boletare tarjana vachan. Hearing this, Mahaprabhu appeared greatly angry, and in that angry mood, he spoke some words chastising him. Are papi bhakta dveshi tori na udarimu koti janma e mate kedaya kaujaimu. A sinful person, envious of pure devotees, I shall not deliver you. Rather, I shall have you bitten by these germs for many millions of years. Shiva se korali tui bhavani pujan koti janma habetara rarabe putan. You have made Srila Thakur appear to have been worshipping the goddess Bhavani. Simply for this offense, you will have to fall down into hellish life for 10 billion births. Pashande samharite mora e avatar, pashande samhare bhakti korimu prachar. I have appeared in this incarnation to kill the demons, pashandis, and after killing them, to preach the cult of devotional service. Eta bole gela prabhu korite ganga snan, say papi dukkha bhoge najai paran. After saying this, the Lord left to take his bath in the Ganges, and that sinful man did not give up his life but continued to suffer. Though he suffered for some time, and that was Mahaprabhu's desire because he had committed an offense to Srila Thakur. But later, in the place which is known as Upper Bunjanpa, where the sins are forgiven, after some time, Mahaprabhu then forgave him. Sannyas asakorya jave prabhu nila chaligela tata hoite jave kuliya grame aila tabi se papi prabhor loyla sharan hita upadesh koila hoya karuna. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after accepting the renounced order of life, went to Jagannath Puri and then came back to the village of Kuliya, upon his return, that sinful man took shelter at the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord, being merciful to him, gave him instructions for his benefit. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur in his Anubhasha has given the following note in connection with the village Kuliya. That's where the Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mata is, in Kuliya. The village, originally known as Kuliya, has developed into what is now the city of Navadip. And various authorized books like the Bhakti Ratnakara, Chaitanya Charita Mahakavya, Chaitanya Chandradoya Natak, and Chaitanya-bhagavat, it is mentioned that the village of Kuliya is on the western side of the Ganges. Even now, within the area known as Kuladvip, there is a place known as Kuliyara Ganja and a place called Kuliyara Daha, both within the jurisdiction of the present municipality of Navadip. In the time of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the two villages on the western side of the Ganges named Kuliya and Pahadapur both belonged to the jurisdiction of Bahiradvip. At that time, the place on the eastern side of the Ganges, now known as Antardvip, was known as Navadip. At Sri Mayapur, that place is still known as Viparamata. There is another place of the name Kuliya near Kancha Kanchadapad, but it is not the same kuliya mentioned here. It cannot be accepted as aparad Banshanpat, or the place where offense was excused, for that occurred in the above-mentioned kuliya on the western side of the Ganges. That's where the mott is. For business reasons, many envious persons oppose excavation of the real place, and sometimes they advertised unauthorized places as the authorized one. Srivas Panditerastani Ache Aparad Tata Jahat Teho Jadi Korana Prasad Tabitor Habe E Papa Vimochan Jadi Puna Aiche Nahi Kora Acharan. You have committed an offense to the lotus feet of Srivas Thakur, the Lord said. First you must go there and beg for his mercy, and then if he gives you his blessings and you do not commit such sins again, you will be freed from these reactions. Tabe vipra loila ashe Sriva Sharan Tahara Kripaya Hoila Papa Vimochan. Then the Brahmin Gopala Chapo went to Srivas Thakur and took shelter of his lotus feet, and by Srivas Thakur's mercy he was freed from all sinful reactions. So I'm going to stop at this point. We'll sing the Hari Haraya, then we can take prasadam, and everyone, with the exception of the Brahman initiates, can take prasadam. And where's that Radhesham? Oh, here he is. Oh, he snuck in unperceived. So don't take prasadam yet. You can take some liquid nourishment.
Understood, Maharaj.
Or something if you have diabetes or some other condition. You can take. Then, and afterwards, in a little while, then Shama Gopal, Radhe Sham, and Ash, they can come up to where I'm at, and we'll take care of them, and then we can have a fire sacrifice. And try to abbreviate it a little bit, and then Jai Ram will give his Bhagavad Gita class. So that's today. Today and tomorrow we are celebrating Acharya Maharaj's appearance, which is on Monday, but we can have more glorification tomorrow on Sunday. And then on Monday somebody can cook some preparations for Acharya Maharaj that he likes. Maybe, on a smaller scale, but tomorrow will be the celebration. Okay. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama.
Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Simadhusudan. Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan. Janardan Shiva Sari Dora Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nirya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmawacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Paravajaka Charyashta Tara Sadashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Sananda Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupa Nuga Guru Marga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shadgo Swami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsago Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadan Harshivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivedanta Ki Jai. Vishvavaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad Ki Jai. Jai Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Shri Ramayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Shri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindaban Dham Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan. Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Madam Ki Jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo Ki Jai. Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shrina Shingadev Ki Jai. Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande.
Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj Ki Jai.
So